You are graciously welcome to a Hilly Talk Show. It can only be God. Vivid View.
Say it and do it.
The ability to laugh at circumstances and ourselves is a sign of maturity. Say something, somebody.
Hi everyone, my name is Bukola. In relation to the teaser, to me, it actually means that you react less to situation, especially when it's a negative situation. Then, regardless of the energy you get in any circumstances, you have to laugh it out and hope for the best and enjoy the process. Thank you.
Mark David. The ability to laugh at circumstances and ourselves is a sign of maturity. From my own side of view, I believe one should be smart enough to laugh and smile at issues and situations and also move on with the flow of life. Thank you.
Mr. Champion, the ability to laugh at circumstances and ourselves is a sign of maturity. I believe it's having the champion's mentality, a mindset that problems are temporal and will not last forever. So enjoy the process, have the belief that someday you overcome, and definitely you will. Thank you.
My name is Moses Mosu. My take from the teaser. The ability to laugh at circumstances and ourselves is a sign of maturity. It means that one who in anger rushes into a fight does not know that that fight can actually lead to death. Maturity in this case is when you understand that you can hold your smile even when you are dropping your tears and knowing that smile will come at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your beautiful contributions. For me, what it simply means, the ability to manage issues, manage anything that comes around you. That thing is not the end of it all. It could be in a family setting, it could be at your workplace, it could be anywhere, because circumstances and situations must always be there as long as you're alive. So if you take it, don't be too serious on yourself, as a matter of fact. If you take it so serious, no. Sometimes you say, oh, Lizzie, for example, hey, you know, Lizzie, oh, no, I don't think I'll do this. I'm bigger than you. I don't think I'll take this decision. I don't think I will involve myself in this. You laugh yourself, and before you know it, it's sense of maturity. Because what you will have done, that you restrain yourself from, you couldn't do that, and that makes you mature. For instance, a colleague of yours just use some language that you don't understand, which we can call foul language, and you didn't like it. But instead of you reacting so, maybe the way he himself is even expecting you to do, you did not, you just laugh over it. And then it's a sign of maturity. That chaos, that war, that fight that will have ensued if you have reacted the way you will have wanted to, is already avoided. It shows signs of maturity. So let us not be too serious with ourselves, just as you people have also said that, because life is just like that. It's a stage, really. Those things must surely come. Offense must surely come. If you also want to know how to manage anger, you can also link it to this. It's very, very key that we have that ability to know how we handle certain things. It will save us from so much, had I know. So much had I know. And it makes you really matured. Now, having said this, we'll go straight to the program for today, or the lesson for today. So a lot of hiccups in marriages today, both old and young. It is really, really worrisome. However, the topic for discussion today is dealing with the indifferences among couples. It's time for a break, and when we come back, the guest will be introduced. Please stay with us. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the topic again is dealing with indifferences among couples. And with me in the studio is a public communicator. Let's make welcome Mrs. Natasha Onwora.
Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Before discussion proper, please follow on our social media handles as displayed on the screen. Natasha, you're welcome again.
Thank you so much.
Please, let's get your quick introduction, definition, and perspective on the subject matter.
Okay, my perspective on indifference in marriages. Marriage, first of all, we know is a union of two individuals. And when you have two people coming from different backgrounds, different upbringing, you don't expect they are supposed to have one mind. That is what the description of marriage is.
Let me choose these two
becoming
individuals,
one.
male and female.
Male and female,
Yes.
definitely. Male and female.
Then.
And then coming together, at the end, have one mind. But when these two people come with from different backgrounds, you should expect that it's work in progress. They will be working together to agree. And we know that there's a scripture that says, can two work together except they agree. So first of all, them coming together, they have to understand that there is an agreement. They have agreed to come together and they are now going to work together. It's a partnership.
I like that word, work in progress.
Work in progress.
And that is what is lacking actually from marriage. They just think, oh, blah, 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 blah. No, it's a process. You build it up.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. He said, may we know the major causes of marital instability in our country?
Well, we're all here. We see the news. We are hit here and there. So, I mean, homes are also hit as well, you know. And in marriages, the couple, usually we see a lot of conflicts coming up from financial conflicts, emotional conflicts. They cause these things to, you know, they come to juggle the relationship, the marriage. So there are a lot, health-wise, expectations, social conflicts too. So these are the things that, you know, external forces, external and internal, that come to, you know, hit the relationship, and you begin to have a lot of things, issues coming up between the couples.
But I would love you to expatiate on external conflicts, all those ones you just mentioned briefly, so that
okay. So when you say external conflicts, you know, we're talking about, you know, you have friends, you have families, relatives, you have people from the workplaces. So these two individuals have people they relate with from the outside. They have friends they relate with. They have the social media. They have information that they take in. So when they take these things in, they bring them home and they begin to want to exercise these things. So sometimes, even from their religious backgrounds, you know, they come from different places. So people are talking to them, and so they listen, they take this information in, and they begin to put it to work in their homes. And if they are not communicating enough with their spouses, you know, they begin to bring in their own mindset to the homes. And when you come with a different kind of mindset, you begin to see it play out in your home, and then there's friction between the two. So sometimes you have if your friend telling you, this is how you should, this is how I do in my house, so you should bring this into your own home, and you say, oh, I think I like it, and then you come and you start to, you know, it has to do with maybe the way you train your children, the way you run your business, the way you attend to the finances in the home, and you just find yourself and your spouse is not in agreement, so you begin to have issues. Emotional issues. There's something you want, there's a way you want, you don't feel
there's nothing to be done.
Yes. And your spouse is not responding that way, and you're not able to communicate that, because communication is very key in marriage. You should be able to drive down what you really want, what you really need. He or she is supposed to understand where you're coming from, but sometimes that is usually the problem in marriages, where people are not able to, yes, you know, relate properly, and you begin to have disconnect. Because when you say indifference, the indifference means being disconnected emotionally and physically from what you're supposed to be doing in the home, or how building the relationship. You're disconnected from it. You're carefree about it. You're careless about it. There are a lot of couples that stay together and they are not together. You know, physically they are together, picture-wise they are together, social media they are together, and you're even like, wow, I love to be like these people. But at the end, they are really not together in their homes. They are disconnected. This one is doing his own, and the guy is doing his own, and they are married for the next 20 years, 50 years. You're doing silver jubilee and golden jubilee, but they are not there. So
wow,
a lot of factors.
And that is why in my introduction I said both old and young marriages.
Yes.
You know. Well, I know some couple of families that they are just there for many years. The husband and wife is just there. They communicate by writing. Put it down. As I speak now, it's not just story. Even as I speak now, it's put down. I want to go to here. What do you want to do? Your food is out. There's not that relationship is not there. But if you want to go out for programs, they wear uniform.
Beautiful couple.
They dress alike. You just see this and that. But in one lady, they are deceiving themselves. I think majority of the things mentioned now, that cause some of these hiccups is actually external forces. Because parents will judge, mother will judge, brothers and sisters, friends. Some friends will even deceive their friends. Say, this nonsense, I can't take it from my wife.
Yes.
Well, he does not even speak where the wife stands. But he tell his friend, I can't take nonsense from my wife. And the friend will listen. And so, I want to really be the man of this house. He's a lie, you have been deceived. Some women too go to that woman and say, is that the amount your husband is giving you? My husband giving me. The husband don't even give her as much as. At all. I would tell that, how can my husband give me only 50,000 for the whole year? So living is very high. How can he give me just 50? Her own husband does not even give up to 20,000 naira. And you now, you say, so he can even quote, my house give me 200,000 or 150. And you stupidly agree. As a woman, you believe her. You just be misled. So some of these things were mentioned, I think, that cause indifferences among couples. And it's something you can surmount. It's something you can solve. If you have little understanding to yourself, to also realize too, that marriage is meant for two imperfect people. You are not perfect as a man, the woman too, you're not so perfect. So you need to understand yourself, tolerate each other. That's how marriage is built. And you will see it. People will also see it around you. True. Those who think they want to deceive people, it's also being known that they cannot deceive people like that. Okay, we'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Stay and do it.
Welcome back. We're still discussing dealing with indifferences among couples. And I want to ask Natasha, what kind of indifferences does family really face?
Like I said earlier, a lot is going on now because of finances, you know, money issues. Who is bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? You know, a lot of women, they ask them, what are you bringing to the table? You know, back and forth. I'm not even being partial now.
No.
So, you know, the men, the women, what are you bringing to? So it's a lot. Even when you look at relationships, when you see how people try to make choices, you know, I talk to a lot of young people and, you know, what's delaying them? Finances, funds.
They're waiting for Akate.
They are waiting. And then again, even before they even get married, you see the long list given, you know, to the guy, that this is what you're supposed to bring. So this has to do with tradition and customs here. And the guy can barely feed himself.
Income, so he will find his way.
Yeah, so these are the things. And then when you now get into the marriage, you begin to see that these are also the hiccups that we have. And so it's something that the couple will still need to communicate and say, okay, look, this is, sometimes the man feels pressured. The man feels it's all on him to make sure that things work. And when these things don't work the way he, you know, his
Natasha,
expectations.
I really want to say it very clearly to the public.
Okay.
That this issue that women or these young ladies have is very wrong. Your money is our money, but my money is my money. That's what
I don't even know where it came from.
I don't know where it came from. That is very, very wrong. Husband and wife should be one, for crying out loud. You should do things in common. That's why you choose Franca among every other lady you ever seen as John. That's why Franca took John among every other man. And you should be one. That is the original purpose of marriage. Bible says when a man leaves his home and meets with two of them can become one flesh. But here we're still dividing. You shouldn't really have something you say, this is my own. In a marriage, then remain with unmarried. If you want to be attached so much to your own, remain as a man. Don't marry. As a woman, don't marry and enjoy that one that belongs to you. But the moment you marry and God place you, you know, financial as a woman, you must honor your husband. The husband that pay your dowry, he is still the owner of the money that you have. This is the truth of the matter. I have done 35 years and I'm telling you the truth as a woman. The moment you start bringing that segregation, my money, not my money, his own, our own, your own, not your own. No. The money in the family is for the family. We're talking of married people, not those who are in the process. That statement, I don't know where young lady find out, is destructive and it's misleading all of you. Your money as a young woman is for the home. The money as a young man is for the home. Do things together. If you have a capital project, discuss it together. We need a car for this house. We need this. We need to build our own house. It just go together. A situation where a man will be there, a woman is building house, unknown to the man. That is too bad. There's one I even saw on social media that the man didn't know that he has a relief and pay house rent. It's owned by his wife. How many of you saw it in social media? It's as bad as that. It's not supposed to be. Before I bought my own land as a woman who I worked for 40 good years, I took permission from my husband. And it's okay, go ahead and buy. Before I built to have my own, to honor myself for 40 good years I worked, he's aware of it. He does the application, we travel from here to Asaba. If I've hidden it, is it possible for me to go with him? It's not possible. For crying out loud, please, let's stop this. I know there are some reasons for women to say, I can't give you money, you're using my money to feed other women. I tell you, if you behave well, your husband will not look outside. This is the truth of the matter. Because he's not stupid, except something is wrong upstairs. You give him respect. What we expect to do to our husband is respect. And our husband, their own duty is to love us. If you respect your husband in all aspects, I don't think he will be so stupid to be going outside, using your money to go and feed ladies outside. So we'll take a break and I'll come back and we'll continue. Vivid View.
See and do it.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, we're still dealing with indifferences among couples. And this takes me to the last question before I hand over to the audience. It says, how do we now deal with indifferences in relationship or marriages now?
Okay.
To agree with the topic of what we are doing.
So indifferences in
That's
marriage.
the kind of remedy. How do we do so that, yeah.
In a marriage, there are different stages. We have the young couples, we have the ones that have gone midway, we have, different challenges at different
stages,
levels of the marriage. You cannot be an island, but you can be an island. The other way is that you can grow into being an island. But when this time I'm talking about you not isolating yourself. When two people are married, you shouldn't isolate yourself. You should try to learn, know more from the right places. Okay, so you have people that can mentor you. You have people that you have therapists. When you notice, it's
counselors.
Yes, counselors, professional ones. Yes. Because sometimes when you go to family, they can decide to take sides. Naturally,
they're more biased.
Naturally, your daughter comes to you and is crying.
You support your daughter.
Quickly.
Your son also comes to you, support your son.
Yeah, so
natural. So let it be neutral people.
Neutral people, professional ones. And we have them in the country.
Yeah.
That you can meet and they would see critically what you're not even seeing. That is one. If it's a medical issue, you know where to go to the doctors. Then you have your pastors, you have your spiritual leaders. Might not be professionally trained to counsel you, but they can at least give you some good insight, insight into why you're having these issues and how you can work on these issues. Pray together, and they say family that prays together stays together. So marriage is more than a physical thing. That's I am very sure of. It's something that has been ordained by God. So if God has said this is good during creation, he said he created stuff and he said this is good,
you must embrace it.
Step back and say this is good. So he created Adam and he said this is good. And then he said, oh, let me get you a helpmate, not mates, not plenty.
See, Natasha, he said it's not good for man to be alone. That's why he made the woman.
Sometimes I wonder.
So some of them that say that man to marry man, woman to marry woman. I say, they're crazy.
We're not even going.
He said it's not good for man to be alone. He now made a woman.
And God that knows and sees it all. What we are seeing now, he has seen already. What is happening now, he knows.
Yes.
So he could have just created Eve from the sun,
from the beginning,
just the way he created
Adam.
But what did he do?
He took ribs.
Why did he have to
made him to be in a very deep sleep.
Yes, why did he have to take parts of his body to create this woman?
So they can be one.
But it's only one woman he created. He didn't take ribs to do plenty. Do you see? And then we're all a product of that creation. So to start with, it's ordained by God. It's his prototype that Satan is trying to adulterate, mess up. You know, everything that God has done and he calls good. You know, a lot of people today say, I don't want to get married. I'm not interested. I just have my child. And that's the trend. Baby mamas everywhere. Beautiful. You know, but do you know who is trying to spoil this beautiful institution?
It's still the same Satan.
Making it look like it's bitter. You know, she said something about being submissive and understanding how to work in marriage. And the reason why people are behaving like this now, wanting to be on their own, not interested in marriage, those that are already in the marriage are quickly wanting to dash out because they are even admiring these celebrity people that are on their own with their kids. I can actually be having fun. This work is too much. You know, so the reason why...
disobedient to the word of God.
Yes. So the devil is trying to distort it. You know, marriage is a beautiful thing. If we come in with that mindset, and it also depends, you know, it depends on our background. First of all, as you're getting into this institution, this school, some people say it's the only school they give you certificates before you start. You start. So they say, congratulations, you've graduated, take. Then you now enter the school. And then you begin to...
the school you can never graduate from.
You know, so you find yourself in it, and it's something that you should understand the background of the person, because whatever conflicts we begin to have, whatever indifferences, it's from foundation. Yes, it didn't just shoot up. So now this foundation is where if two people are looking at getting married, understand the person's foundation, understand his or her foundation, understand the mindset. I want to get married to a Muslim. I'm a Christian. In a Muslim, and we have somebody here where, you know, they are okay with polygamy, right? Yes. But now I'm not okay. But what is driving two of us together? Some butterflies in my stomach. So when I see him, I can't, and when he sees me. So anybody that is talking, my ears are not even listening. I love him. I love him. I can't do without him. I will die if I don't.
Exactly.
So
by the time you now enter,
you know what I tell people?
You're ready to job your friends.
You know what I tell people? You know, these things that we feel, these emotions that we feel, it's actually put in us by God. It's an ingredient that has been put in us by God. These chemical flows, biological flows, we're wired with these things. So it's not a bad thing. When I see two young people, they say they're in love, it's not a bad thing. So it's beautiful. But now we need to channel this energy properly.
Where will it lead you to?
Where will it lead us to? God didn't disconnect those emotions from our brains.
It's finished though.
You know? So
that's the cost of the divorce now. When that thing has been disconnected, you now come to realize, I just realize that you are incompatible. I don't want to hear that English.
So what I tell people is, okay, you see this person, this is the foundation is coming from. She's coming from this foundation. Have you both agreed from beginning that, look, these things could come up? Yes, now we are crazy about each other and all that, but what about later? I'm not saying that later you're not going to be crazy about, but you see, there are levels. From that time, the ingredient is there so that two of you will come together and say, I can't live without this person. If not, people will not be getting married. That's what I tell people. If not, no, we will not procreate. So we need to, see this person and I can't stop thinking about this person. Now we are together. So the next level now is these feelings. We see ourselves all the time now. There's no high expectation of, it's coming to take me out. We're in the house. We wake up. We see ourselves. So now we are together. So there's another level, you know. And when you should have discussed that. Look, this is where I'm coming from. Are you going to go into polygamy? Do you feel that it's okay to have somebody else in your life? By the time he says, yes, so that's where I'm coming from, it's not a bad thing, my mother was, you know, then you understand his mindset. When you say yes to that mindset, don't complain.
That woman, that he has chicks outside.
Don't complain.
Because you already know his background. I said, don't worry, no problem, I can manage.
Yes.
And when he starts, now, why are you complaining?
Vice
So
versa,
that's the thing.
you
Both for
understand
the man, both for the woman. You say the same thing.
what is courtship? A lot of talking. But these days, people don't talk. They do the other things.
They just say love, and that's the end.
Yes.
Because
So-
it's the time for you to discuss.
Understand.
Know your do's and don'ts.
What's your mindset about finances,
Exactly.
about growing in business, about academics? Do you want to further? So these things are important. It's a lot of talking. What do I do? How do I, all of that.